By the time you reach your 60s and 70s, you begin to see life a little more clearly. The faces around you change, the pace of the world shifts, and perhaps most surprisingly, the support system you once counted on, your children, lifelong friends, even your community, may not always be as present or dependable as you expected. It's not because they've stopped caring, it's simply because life keeps moving. For everyone, the truth is, growing older isn't just about adjusting to slower mornings or aching joints. It's about recognizing the importance of standing strong on your own terms. And that strength doesn't come from relying solely on others. It comes from building something even deeper, a foundation of personal support that lives within you. In this guide, we'll explore 8 essential pillars that will help you feel secure, steady, and self-reliant, no matter what stage of aging you're in. These aren't just ideas, they're lifelines. They'll help you stay independent, even if your circumstances change. They'll help you feel more confident, even when loved ones are far away. Most of all, they'll help you reconnect with your own power. Because the truth is, the strongest support system you'll ever have is the one you build for yourself. This isn't about giving up on family or friendships. It's about being prepared. It's about knowing where your real strength lies so that you don't feel helpless when life gets hard. From managing your money wisely to staying physically healthy, from keeping your mind sharp to building new relationships, we'll walk through each of these pillars together with compassion, clarity, and hope. By the end of this journey, you won't feel alone. You'll feel equipped. And most importantly, you'll remember that no matter how much the world changes around you, your sense of stability and purpose can still grow stronger with every passing year. Let's begin. When you reach your 70s and beyond, there's one truth that becomes clearer than ever. Money might not buy happiness, but it absolutely buys peace of mind. At this age, what you need most isn't more things. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can take care of yourself, no matter what life throws at you. Financial stability isn't just about having a large bank account. It's about having enough. Enough to cover your needs, enough to handle an emergency, enough so that you don't have to ask anyone else for help unless you choose to. Many of us grew up with the belief that family would always be there to catch us if we fell. And while that may be emotionally true, the financial part is more complicated. Our children, though they love us dearly, often face their own financial burdens, mortgages, car payments, college tuition for their kids, rising healthcare costs. They may want to help, but the reality is they can't always afford to. That's why your own financial foundation becomes your most dependable support. Relying on others is not a plan, it's a hope. And hope, while beautiful, is not a safety net. Take the story of Richard, a 72-year-old who had always been generous with his children. He helped pay for their education, lent money during hard times, and never asked for anything in return. But when he faced an unexpected medical crisis that wiped out most of his savings, he turned to them for help, only to discover that they, too, were barely staying afloat. Not because they didn't love him, but because life is unpredictable. That experience taught Richard a difficult but powerful lesson. In retirement, you must be your own safety net. Financial stability means taking a hard, honest look at where you stand today. Do you have enough saved to cover a sudden medical bill or home repair? Is your income from Social Security, pensions, or investments enough to meet your basic monthly expenses? Food, housing, transportation, healthcare, without stress? Have you reviewed your insurance policies recently to make sure they still serve your needs? Are there subscriptions or services you no longer use but still pay for each month? It's these small decisions, taken seriously, that build lasting peace of mind. It also means staying informed and cautious. Scammers often target older adults, playing on fear and confusion to gain access to your money. Being financially stable means being financially aware. Don't be afraid to ask for help from a certified financial planner or a trusted friend. Just make sure they have your best interests at heart. You've spent decades building your life, working hard, raising a family, paying off your home. Now is the time to protect that work. When your finances are steady, you sleep better. You move through the world with confidence. And most importantly, you preserve your independence. Because in the end, the most reliable support isn't always found in people. It's in the quiet strength of being prepared. There comes a time in life when we realize that our bodies, once taken for granted, are now the very things that determine whether we live with freedom or frustration. After 75, physical health becomes more than just a medical concern. It becomes the key to your independence, your dignity, and your ability to enjoy each day on your own terms. While family and friends can offer love and support, they cannot take a walk for you. They can't eat vegetables or drink water on your behalf. And no one can stretch your legs, strengthen your heart, or improve your balance better than you can. One of the biggest mistakes we make as we age is believing that decline is automatic. But the truth is, how you treat your body right now has a powerful effect on your quality of life in the years ahead. It doesn't take hours at a gym or a strict diet to make a difference. It takes consistency, small daily choices that stack up over time. A 20-minute walk around the block, a few gentle stretches in the morning, choosing water instead of soda. These habits may seem simple, but they are the threads that keep the fabric of your independence intact. Think of Carl, a 78-year-old who used to be an active tennis player. After retirement, he slowed down and gradually gave up his daily movement. He figured, I've earned my rest. But what started as relaxation turned into fatigue, joint pain, and a loss of balance. One minor fall turned into a broken hip, and suddenly he was no longer in control of his day. It was a wake-up call. With the help of physical therapy and determination, Carl began moving again. Not like he did at 40, but enough to feel stronger, steadier, and in control. Regular movement helps with circulation, reduces the risk of falls, improves mood, and even boosts brain health. Eating well doesn't mean dieting. It means fueling your body with foods that help it heal and function. Prioritize fresh vegetables, lean protein, whole grains, and plenty of water. And don't skip regular checkups. Monitoring your blood pressure, cholesterol, and medications can catch problems before they become crises. Good health doesn't just protect your body, it protects your freedom. It means you can go to the store when you want, cook your favorite meal, take care of yourself without depending on others. It means you can continue to live life on your terms. And that, more than anything, is worth investing in. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. As the years pass, one of the most painful truths we face is that our world often becomes smaller. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, children grow busy with their own lives. And slowly, if we're not careful, loneliness can sneak in and settle deep into our days. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. Social connection isn't just a luxury, it's a vital form of support, just as important as food and shelter. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally, it affects physical health, memory, and even longevity. Researchers have found that social isolation can be as damaging to your health as smoking or obesity. That's why nurturing a social circle after 75 is not only comforting, it's life-saving. Margaret, 79, once thought her sons would be her main source of company. They loved her, but their visits became less frequent as work and family demands grew. For a while, Margaret waited by the phone, hoping it would ring. Then she made a decision to stop waiting and start living. She joined a senior book club at a local library. She began attending a weekly church lunch. Bit by bit, her days filled with conversation, laughter, and connection. Friendships come in many forms. It might be a neighbor you wave to in the morning, a walking group at the park, a quilting circle. Even a quick chat with someone at the coffee shop can lift your spirits. And in today's world, you don't have to leave home to connect. Phone calls, video chats, and online communities offer new ways to stay close. Having people outside your family who care about you, check in on you, and share your joys and struggles brings richness to your life that family alone can't always provide. Building these connections takes courage, especially if you've been isolated for a while. But each step you take to open up again is a step toward a more vibrant, supported life. There's a quiet emptiness that can settle in after retirement or after the kids are grown and gone. The roles that once defined your days, being a parent, a worker, a caregiver, begin to shift. Suddenly the question arises, what now? That's why having a sense of purpose is one of the most powerful supports you can build for yourself after 75. It gives your life direction, color, and meaning, even when routines change. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it can be found in the smallest things. Growing a garden, mentoring a younger person, volunteering at your church or local school, or learning something new. Purpose is what gets you out of bed in the morning. With George, a retired engineer, felt restless after leaving the workforce. At first, he enjoyed the quiet, but as weeks turned into months, he began to feel invisible, like the world no longer needed him. That changed when he volunteered to help a local robotics club for teens. The spark in their eyes lit a spark in him. He wasn't just passing the time, he was passing on knowledge and passion. A sense of anticipation. It keeps your mind active, your emotions balanced, and your spirit engaged. Even if mobility or energy is limited, purpose can still thrive. Writing letters to loved ones, passing down family stories, organizing old photos, praying for others, or offering wisdom to someone younger. These are all acts of significance. You are not done. You are not used up. You still have much to give and to receive. And when you find your why, the how takes care of itself. Life feels fuller, days feel brighter, and you never feel like you're just waiting for the clock to turn. You are still living with purpose. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Life after 75 brings joys, but it also brings losses. Friends pass on, loved ones move away, health may shift, and even familiar routines can change in ways that are hard to accept. In these moments, the most important source of support isn't someone else, it's the strength you carry within. Emotional resilience is your ability to navigate change, grief, loneliness, or fear without losing your footing. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about honoring your feelings while still moving forward. For years, Helen leaned on her husband of 4 decades. When he passed, her children supported her as best they could. But their visits became less frequent as their own lives carried on. At first, Helen waited for someone to take away her sorrow. But over time, she realized she needed to tend to her own healing. She began journaling, attending a grief group, and practicing gratitude every day. These weren't instant fixes, but slowly, Helen found herself again. Not by avoiding pain, but by working through it. You too have likely faced heartaches and hardships, but the fact that you're still here means you've already proven your strength. Emotional resilience comes from building daily habits that anchor you. Reflection, prayer, a creative outlet, or simply sitting with your feelings without judgment. It's also about knowing when to reach out for help. Speaking with a counselor, joining a support group, or talking to a friend doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. Don't wait for someone else to cheer you up or fix your sadness. They may not always be able to. Your peace doesn't have to depend on others. It can come from within, from knowing you've survived hard times before and you will again. And every time you choose to keep going, you prove to yourself that you're not just aging, you're growing. The older we get, the more tempting it is to cling to the way things were. Change can feel like a threat to our identity or comfort. But in truth, adaptability is one of the greatest sources of support you can develop. Life never stops changing, and those who thrive after 75 are the ones who find ways to grow with it, not fight against it. Frank, at 78, had built his life around a group of longtime friends who met weekly for breakfast. But as the years went on, some friends passed away, others moved, and the group dissolved. At first he withdrew. This is just how it is, he thought. But his daughter encouraged him to try a local online forum for veterans. Skeptical but curious, he gave it a shot. A few weeks later, Frank had new friends from all over the country, sharing stories, jokes, and even meeting virtually once a week. Being adaptable doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means honoring it while still being open to the present. Learning how to use a smartphone to video call your grandchildren. Trying a new food. Changing how you exercise to fit your current body. Being flexible with routines. Every time you try something new, you build confidence. And that confidence becomes a source of strength. Adaptability also helps you respond to unexpected challenges. A change in health, housing, or relationships is easier to face when you've already developed the habit of adjusting. Life will always present surprises. But if you stay curious, stay willing, and stay open, you'll find that every change also brings a new opportunity, sometimes even joy. Adaptability also helps you respond to unexpected challenges. A change in health, housing, or relationships is easier to face when you've already developed the habit of adjusting. Life will always present surprises. But if you stay curious, stay willing, and stay open, you'll find that every change also brings a new opportunity, sometimes even joy. Sarah, 80, moved into a senior living community after a fall made her cautious about staying alone. At first, she feared she'd lose her freedom, but she quickly realized that independence is about mindset. She decorated her room with her favorite things. She signed up for classes she actually enjoyed. She said no to activities that didn't interest her. The more she honored her own preferences, the more empowered she felt. Maintaining autonomy also means staying involved in decisions about your health, your finances, and your future. Ask questions, speak up. Your voice matters. And if you need help with something, that doesn't mean giving up control. It means making a choice to seek support on your terms. Don't let anyone tell you that aging means giving up your independence. You've earned the right to live your life in a way that reflects who you are. And the more you assert your autonomy, the more supported and respected you'll feel, because nothing supports your spirit like knowing you're still in charge of your own life. As we age, it's easy to avoid thinking about the what ifs. What if I get sick? What if I need more help than I have now? But the truth is, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and your loved ones is the gift of preparation. Planning ahead is not about fear, it's about freedom. It's about reducing stress, avoiding confusion, and making sure that your wishes are known and respected. Preparedness comes in many forms. It means having a will that reflects how you want your belongings distributed. It means choosing a trusted person to make decisions on your behalf if you're ever unable to speak for yourself. It means writing down your healthcare preferences so your family doesn't have to guess in an emergency. But it's not just legal paperwork. Planning also means thinking ahead about where you want to live, how you'll stay safe at home, or what kind of support you might need down the line. If you have a fall, is your bathroom safe to use? Do you have transportation lined up for doctor's visits? Is your kitchen easy to navigate? Asking these questions now prevents crisis later. Tom and Louise, both in their early 80s, sat down with their children one weekend and shared everything: where important documents were stored, what kind of care they'd want, and even funeral preferences. It wasn't a sad conversation, it was a peaceful one. Their family felt relieved, and so did they. "We're not afraid anymore," Louise said. "We're ready." Being prepared doesn't take away life's uncertainties, but it does ensure that you won't be caught off guard. And when the unexpected happens, as it always does, you'll have something better than panic. You'll have a plan. As we grow older, we come to understand that true strength doesn't come from how many people surround us, but from how well we prepared ourselves for life's changing seasons. The support systems we once assumed would always be there, our children, lifelong friends, familiar routines, may shift with time, not out of neglect, but because life continues moving for everyone. That's why the most dependable foundation isn't built on hope alone. It's built on personal responsibility, resilience, and thoughtful planning. Whether it's managing your money, safeguarding your health, staying socially connected, or finding a new purpose, each step you take toward self-reliance is a gift to your future self. Aging isn't about giving up control, it's about reclaiming it. It's about recognizing that you still have power over your choices, your mindset, and your well-being. Emotional strength, adaptability, and personal autonomy aren't just ideals, they're lifelines. And perhaps the greatest comfort of all comes not from knowing others will be there, but from knowing you've prepared to stand tall, even when they can't be. The later years of life hold great beauty, not because they are easy, but because they ask us to become the most honest, courageous, and grounded version of ourselves. Thank you for joining us today. We would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.